Hello, and welcome to the Great Movie Podcast. I am your host, Caleb, and this is my co host.
Noah, how's it going, guys? Good to be back. Happy New
Yeah,
Year.
yeah, yeah. We had a little bit of a break. It was sort of a confluence of like several different things with Christmas and New Year's. I got super sick with the flu, and I was out like on the couch, like blah, 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 for like 2 weeks. My co host here, Noah, he went on his honeymoon to Ireland. So we had all these things going on. So we just kind of took a break, and now we are back at it. And for those of you who are new to our podcast, we talk about movies, we talk about TV shows, and we do this about once a week. We try and prior to the strangeness around the holidays, try and throw out a good podcast once a week. And if you like this, like, subscribe, follow. If you see us on Spotify or Apple Tunes or whatever, wherever you find us, try and follow us, and we're not gonna throw a bazillion like videos at you so you're like, this is annoying. We try and keep it succinct. So this week we are doing a kind of different format. We decided with the movie uh award-winning season in like complete flow. So you have the Golden Globes, Screen Actors, eventually you have the Oscars, all that kind of stuff. So we started thinking about like great performances. And so in this podcast, what we decided to do was we each come up with our own independent list. We haven't discussed, privately. I have no idea who Noah's going to talk about or I'm going to talk about. Uh, and so they're just performances that we really love. Okay, so like, yeah, and we're going to talk about them. You can make arguments. That's not as good as this, or this is better than this, or that's not the best performance of all time. I'm not saying my list is the best performances of all time. In fact, we specifically came up with lists that are great performances that we double checked were not nominated for an Oscar. So that's the key. Great performances, they're not nominated. And then what we're going to do after we talk about them, we're going to go through and we're going to talk about the year that performance in that movie was there, 1984, 1996, whatever. And we're gonna look and see who is actually nominated for an Oscar, and then we're gonna vote if that performance that we're talking about should have been included, and then we're gonna see who we would boot off of the Oscar list. So, um, how do you want to start? Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
You can put your first one up there. Let's see what you got.
Okay, so I'm gonna go a little old school, and I'm gonna say one of my favorite performances of all time was Al Pacino in Scarface.
Ooh.
He
Okay.
was not
Okay.
nominated. The movie itself was not nominated for any Oscars. And I think, and to me, when I'm thinking about great performances, I think of an iconic performance.
Yeah.
So it's like there could be someone out there doing some like, nifty things with how he's speaking in his role. But when it comes to Scarface, it's just this legend of people. Like, I think when you have an actor who is so completely encompassed the role that you have posters on people's walls of him, you know, I think that's a measure of an icon in movie lore. What do you think about Scarface and Al in that movie?
Uh it's it's one of those performances that everyone does an impression of, or of a or even like, even if they don't do the voice, they like know Tony Montana. Like
Do,
it's
do you
such an
do you do a
iconic.
do you do a Tony
I
Montana voice?
I don't. I've been trying to work on it because it's such a it's one of the rare performances where Pacino is not himself. Like, I feel like every
He does have
movie,
a heavy
like,
accent in the movie.
Pacino does a brilliant accent. Like, it's very like it's one of, I think it's one of Pacino's best roles, and it's a role that sets him apart from any other role that he does. And I think he's a phenomenal actor. I think everything he does is usually really good. But he's one of those actors where it's Pacino. He doesn't really change himself too much for a role, but for
Sure.
Tony Montana, like that, he was so different
Yeah,
The two kind of hallmarks of his career are him are Tony Montana and Michael Corleone,
yeah,
and Tony Montana is just it's so like gripping and so like you're just going through this whirlwind of cocaine and women and nightlife and wildness, just like the the movie doesn't stop. It's like it feels I've never done drugs, but it feels like what that would feel like to be on drugs. Like watching that movie is that much
yeah,
like angst and hype and like, whoa, what is going on? And then the climax of that movie just is nuts. And obviously, spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie, somehow it's gonna get spoiled right now, so pause it. But like when he's just on that massive pile of cocaine, just like and just he's he's dying. Just like it's such a wild movie, and
yeah,
it's a great performance. And I'm shocked that it was not nominated. That's
yeah. And it's interesting because, like you said, he has. You could actually make the argument that almost all of the best actors, not all, but almost all the best actors have a very distinct sounding voice. Like there are some actors that
yeah,
don't, and so therefore, like a Gary Oldman, his voice is a very high pitched, kind of an odd in his regular speaking voice, and maybe that's why he does voice work so well and accent so well because he always tries to hide his sort of weird high British voice. Um, but with Tony Montana, like he does have that sound of like that immigrant from Cuba who is just learning English as the movie progresses. And so
yeah.
you can understand what he's saying, and he knows more English as the movie goes on, but it's very like I said, he doesn't rely on just his powerful voice. He has the growing use of the English language as he goes forward. And um yeah, it's I would say the other film with him with where he doesn't sound quite like himself um is Carlito's Way.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen that one yet. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, that's on my list of films to
So
watch.
so he plays a guy in, I believe it's New York City, and I can't remember exactly if he's like Cuban American or whatever he is, or Italian American. I can't remember, but he has a New York accent, but it doesn't quite sound like the traditional like Pacino voice.
Okay,
So,
okay,
yeah.
that's
What are you looking at,
interesting.
by the way?
I'm trying to look up what was nominated that year because
Oh, I already have all
oh,
that.
you have it all. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So okay, I will open up my
Because
Netflix here.
The Oscars are always annoying to look up because you can look up their database, but if a film's not nominated, it's hard to always find the year because the years they'll be like, this is the 84 Oscars, but it's all films from 83 because they take
Right.
place.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah.
Well, so when I initially looked up, because just before we got on camera, I listed them all in different tabs, and then as I was looking at them, like, what, that doesn't look quite right, and so like that's where I had to like cross reference to make sure I'm looking at the right year. And I did
Okay.
get one, like I didn't get it wrong, but the Google got it wrong. It was like gave me like the whatever was wrong. So
Okay.
um
Okay.
so okay, so in that year were Scarface, Al Pacino. These are the best nominees that year is F. Murray Abraham for Amadeus, who won.
Yeah.
Tom Hulsey for Amadeus. Jeff Bridges for Starman. Albert Finney, Under the Volcano, and Sam Waterston for the movie The Killing Fields.
Mm.
And I don't know, have you seen The Killing Fields?
I have not, but I know that performance is legendary.
Yeah. It,
That one
I
has
want to
to
say that
stay.
I would say in the of movies in the 80s, that's one of the most underseen movies that should be seen. It's with a young uh what's his name? John Malkovich
Oh, okay.
and several others. I think yeah, uh, Waterston's in it. James Woods might be in it. Anyway, it's in the fields. It's in the killing fields of Cambodia, and it's a very, very moving film. I don't know that he had the best acting performance, um, but I think certainly, I mean, Jeff Bridges and Starman or Al Pacino with like Scarface. I don't know. Do
Yeah.
we? Okay.
But I also would argue that you could take Tom out of there because there's already a nomination that won for that same film.
Yeah.
And
But he was great
was
in
really
that.
great. Was really great. But I, I think you either take Tom or you take Jeff.
Yeah, I don't think you needed both.
No.
But it would have been a snub had they not done Tom because he was really the main. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
tough to not nominate both of them.
Yeah.
Um,
It's always
so
wild to
okay,
me. It's always wild to me when they do two nominations for the same category from a movie.
yeah, because usually there aren't two main like roles in a film, unless it's a buddy movie or something. But like usually it's one, and then it's a secondary role, which is it's been a while since I've seen that movie. Maybe it is both of them. I can't quite remember. I know they both have a ton of screen time. So
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
so um would you say Al Pacino could get in there, or do you think the nominees should stay as they are if you have your yay and nay signs? So yay, he could sneak in there, and nay means you keep the nominees as they were. Okay, so if you had a chance and you could replace any of the actors for that year, the for the year of 1983, would you replace them with Al Pacino for Scarface? It's a yay or nay, and we can do it on a count of three.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
One, two, three. Yay.
Yay.
Okay. Now, who would you replace?
Um. Yeah. Like I was saying, I'd probably replace Jeff Bridges just because this is all hindsight, right? It's not like am I doing it on the day of, or am I doing it with knowledge I know now?
I think knowledge you know now.
Okay, knowledge I know now, he gets nominated again, and it's not a problem. If I did a day of, that might be a little different because I don't know if he gets nominated again, and Jeff Bridges is the dude.
Yeah, but I think even with that performance, I don't think it was such an amazing
No,
performance
no,
with Jeff
no, and
Bridges.
I agree. So yeah, I would take out Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, I mean it would suck because like, but then Jeff Bridges could have this like whatever 50-year career. Even if he never got nominated, he would still be have a better career than almost everyone else. He just never got a nomination for whatever. He did obviously eventually, but yeah, okay. I think you could even make a case that Al Pacino over Tom Hulse even, or even Albert Finney. Albert Finney's fine, but I mean, if we asked 100 people, have they seen Albert Finney in Under the Volcano? 99 or maybe even 100 would say, nope.
No,
What's that?
yeah, and if you ask that same people if they've seen Scarface, the answer would be yes, or
Well,
no,
even
but
if
I've
they
heard
hadn't
of
seen it,
it.
they would have heard of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I think that one's pretty much a lock. So
yeah.
okay, so you're up next. Give me who you got.
All right, so this movie is from 1994. Um,
94.
yep,
Okay.
and the title of the film is Leon the Professional,
Oh.
and the role would be Gary Oldman for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, okay.
He
I'm
was
just
not,
I'm listening. I'm just gonna look up while we're talking about the
yeah,
movie for a second.
yeah, was not nominated. Gives probably one of the most chilling villain performances of uh in my opinion movie history. Like his he and I would nominate him off of one word. The they're like he's like, bring me everyone, and they're like, what? He's like, everyone. Like that is
Everyone.
it is the greatest one word line. Like the
Mm-hmm.
delivery to just like, and apparently the take was not supposed to, the it was written for him to just say everyone, like just like how it is. And apparently I was watching an interview the other day about it, and Gary was saying that he was like, I just wanted to try something, and so
Yeah.
on like the last take or whatever, I told the director, hey, I'm gonna scream this time, and he just screams, and that's the take they went with, and it's so good. He and like listening to music when he's listening to classical music and his
Yeah,
whole
yeah, that's right.
monologue about
Because he says that in the bathroom, I think, right, or
yeah,
something. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And there's a line about like, do you like Mozart or something? And it's like it's such a complex and interesting character. You're hoping he's on the screen the whole time. You're
yeah.
like, uh, you're kind of sad. Like he's so evil that you're like you're satisfied when he dies at the end and the building blows up. But like you're also kind of like, man, did he have to
Mm-hmm.
die?
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's such, and he plays a dirty cop, and it's such like a, I don't know, it's such a interesting and complex character for such like any other actor would make that role basic
yeah, yeah.
and not do much with it, but he makes it so nuanced and so refreshing. And I don't know what was nominated that year, but I am shocked that it didn't get a nom.
Yeah. Well, what's sort of interesting, and maybe where we can't talk about the movie the whole time, but like I will say that in that movie, now you like we could make it like said, we can't talk about it the whole time, but so we could make an argument that it's the music, but with the director, but the casting on that was so perfect with Gary Oldman, and then we had Jean Reno, who was like the assassin that he's after, but like it's obviously in history there's been assassins from any culture in every country with every accent, but like he does this, he doesn't really speak and he's very vulnerable, but at the same time when he does his professional work it's like, oh, this guy is for legit. And then obviously Natalie Portman's in there doing her thing as sort of like a orphan-esque sort of a character. And
Yeah.
so just like the confluence of like all these different things created this great, like really just an indie film. And back when they made more indie films, but um yeah, so you don't know who was nominated in its stead?
No, no,
Okay,
I don't.
so here's who was nominated in the year of Gary Oldman in Leon the Professional.
Okay.
Was this is tough.
Yeah.
This is a list.
Okay.
Some of it. Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
Oof.
That's a great
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. just just almost every line that he has is so iconic.
But just off the ones.
This is a tasty burger.
Yeah, I was gonna say just off that one scene is
Oh
like,
gosh.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Samuel Jackson, Pulp Fiction. Chaz Palminteri, Bullets Over Broadway.
Okay.
Paul Scofield, Quiz Show.
Mm,
And Gary Sinise in Forrest Gump. That's a murderer's row a little bit there.
that's tough. That's
That's
tough.
yeah. Man, I'm looking at the list and I'm like ah,
I have an answer if you're ready. I have an answer.
yeah, let me get my guys up here. Yeah, I have an answer, but mine's gonna have a caveat. Okay, so
Okay.
we'll do it on three.
Yeah.
All right,
One,
one, two,
two,
three.
three. Yay.
Ah, okay, we both
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
So who would you get off the list then?
I I would take Gary Sinise off the list because
Ooh,
because as much as I like Gary Sinise, uh, I just feel like that movie, like I don't know, I feel like that performance is very like it's a good performance, but it's like I, Forrest Gump has a weird thing where it's a very good movie, but it feels like a Disney movie that's not a Disney movie. That's
yeah,
my only way to describe it. It's like it doesn't feel like a film; it feels like a movie, and I feel like the nominations are not necessarily uh they're not as good as the other films that came out in that same year.
yeah,
And Gary's a great actor. I love all the work he does for charity.
yeah.
It's no slight all the work he does with veterans. It's no slight on
That's what I was gonna
Gary.
say. I couldn't take him off my list because of his
It's
work with
it's
veterans.
no slight on Gary, but I'd have to take Gary off because his performance is good, but I don't think of Gary Sinise when I think of Forrest Gump. I
No,
think of Forrest Gump saying Lieutenant Dan. But yeah, I don't. You don't think of his response. You only think of him having no legs, which is a prosthetic thing, which is like
right.
costumes. So
I think this could be a measure of the when a film is so successful, people feel it needs to be represented in the award shows, and sometimes the 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 overall picture is has like the directors and the actors, they've created this movie that works so well together with all the parts of it, but individually, aside from I think Forrest Gump, I think it's a good performance, very good performance. I don't think it maybe is like the best of even Sinise's career. um
yeah,
and it does make me wonder, thinking about Forrest Gump a little bit. um does that movie even work without Tom Hanks pulling that off? Like,
no,
you can say, like, and there's like that whole like that funny thing where if they always say, if you want to get nominated for an Oscar, you want to act like a person with special needs or a whatever the case may be, and then you have a better chance of being nominated because, oh, look, he's doing. but but Forrest Gump character isn't really that kind of like, it's not a blind. It's not.
it's just a
It's
a
like,
very unique guy.
and he's like, and the personality is so huge, even though he's like he's a slow-witted guy.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I don't know that you could put a Sean Penn in there, and say, and like have him be Forrest Gump or anybody else.
no, I
Like
agree.
Tom Hanks gets slammed all the time, and I think it's just because for this, even up to this day, you could argue, and I'm not saying every single film, but from like the late 80s, he just delivers, and he does deliver in different categories that you kind of forget he is Tom Hanks. It's him, but like, I think he's one of the most underrated actors still working today.
Yeah,
If you can call a guy that's been nominated a ton underrated, but I don't know if it's underrated, but just sort of underappreciated maybe.
yeah. Well, so what was your? You said yay. Would you also take out Gary Sinise? What was your?
No, I wouldn't, because
Okay.
I'm not against the troops like you are, apparently. So, um, and by the way, the guy who won, I didn't mention. Sorry, I skipped the guy who won. Martin Landau for Ed Wood.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, we're missing one. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Okay,
you
so
can't take out Martin Landau, especially
yeah, I
since he
forgot it.
won.
The way they wrote the list have him up here and then all the rest listed
Okay.
here. So I just
Okay.
skipped over. I would probably actually take Paul Scofield out of there.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
it's a very good role, but I think Gary Sinise, and I'm a huge Sinise um Gary Oldman, not Gary Sinise, sorry. I'm a huge Oldman fan, but I think he should have been nominated for a ton more awards than he has. So, um at some point maybe we'll do a podcast about, like, we'll just talk about like 1992, and we'll just revisit some award show or the year of 92 and see what should have been, and we'll
Yeah.
re-rank
I
things and all
really
that. But
like Paul Scofield as an actor. Like such his voice is so iconic. I like
yeah,
it's very hard to kick him out for me, which is why I went with Gary. But yeah, I hear
yeah.
that. I hear
But
that.
my yay was with a caveat, which was that if if they were redoing it and they still kept Schofield in there or Palmentary, I wouldn't argue a ton about it. But then the next year or two, Oldman has to get in there for something else because he's so good. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
okay.
Yeah, Gary Oldman. I was actually kind of surprised that you didn't think about that one, or yeah, cuz it's such a, I don't know. I thought it was like right up your alley. I was thought maybe that would be one that we had like
Well, he's not
wow.
on my list at all.
Okay. Why that surprises me. I know you're a big Gary Oldman guy.
I think because there's a zillion movies, and I just
You're
want to
like, I
come up
would
with some.
nominate him every time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
no, right, yeah, exactly. And so I was just like, I just came up with some fun roles, and I'm like I'm not going to go too deep into the weeds here, because also this is a topic we could do multiple podcasts for. So maybe we'll do this occasionally. Um, so I think it's my turn to talk about an actor that I think it's just one of my favorite performances. The movie's in 2004,
Okay.
and it's Denzel Washington in Man
Man
on
on
Fire.
Fire.
Sublime
Okay.
performance in an incredible film.
So good. So good. It's a movie so good that you forget Christopher Walken's in.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you don't ever forget Christopher Walken. Like Christopher
No,
Walken, if Christopher Walken's in a movie, even if it's small, like his role on Pulp Fiction is probably one of the shortest screen time
and
wise for his
it's got
career,
to be a 6 minute scene or
and you
something.
still remember that scene. And
He's holding up
yeah,
the watch
this
with
watch.
he has the angle the whole time.
Your father
I,
had it and he gave it to me, and now I'm giving it to you.
it was such a good performance.
So good.
Yeah, with Denzel and Man on Fire, what was great about it was that it was one of his first roles where he was kind of a uh like a neutral figure.
Yeah.
In so many roles he does play, and he plays them great. Someone with a higher moral authority, or a good guy, or he's a lawyer who's representing, he's trying to help somebody. Like he does those roles so well. And this role, and there have been a few other ones where he kind of played the edge, of course, but this one was like he's like a wounded, tragic figure who he seems to like he's coming close to seeing the light and finding his humanity again,
Yeah.
and then that's ripped away. And just the way he funnels that into this energy, to me, is just, I just absolutely loved it.
Okay. Okay. And did you look to see who the nominations were for that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So let
Okay.
me just see here. um Let me just see.
Cuz
Uh,
I love that movie, and I love everything Denzel does. I'm very biased. Like Denzel to me, he's the guy I would nominate for everything he does. Like he's just so good. And
yeah.
I love in that movie there's that scene with the guy with the car and the bomb,
Hmm.
and uh that's one of like the best scenes in
You
that movie.
have no time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Denzel in that movie, it's so weird because Denzel's one of those guys where like he is Denzel, but like he's so good at acting that there's a moment in every Denzel movie where he comes on the screen and you're like, that's Denzel, and then a minute in, you forget you're watching Denzel, and
Yeah.
you're like so locked into his motives, to his reason, and he does, and I think it's because he has a background in stage acting, but he has the slight facial movements and slight like just him resting in a chair conveys an
Hmm.
emotion that not all actors can get. There's a specific
I
physic
can think of one scene after you go.
yeah, a specific slight physicality. And I don't even mean like, you talk about like this is a comedic example, but you talk about Jim Carrey and his physicality.
Yeah.
Um, that's an extreme. But to me, the impressiveness with Denzel is his slight, like just an eye twitch or a nose move or an ear move or a slight move in a chair, like just to somehow captivate emotion in a slight wiggle.
Yeah. Um, that it just I immediately thought of and some people wouldn't think of this. The what was the remake of the Charles where he's like going to like
Equalizer?
yeah, yeah. Okay, so in Equalizer 1, where he's sitting across the table from the Russian mobster, and he's telling a story about this little boy, and Denzel's sitting there and he's barely moving, and he's telling a very intense story about a traumatic childhood with this kid, and he's talking, and he's leaning back, and he's like, just a little bit of movement in his eyes. And this is obviously part of really good actors, is that they don't blink, and they only blink when they are trying to move the needle in terms of like what he's trying to get across. And just delivery with very little movement is so good.
Yeah, yeah, and I think a lot of that comes from the stage and his work on the stage because it's just it's a thing that I think theater actors have a control of that not all film actors can grasp.
I would almost argue the opposite. I find that theater actors overact in terms of their physicality, whereas when you like say you're Denzel and you're doing a shoot and you have to do it 10 times and you have to stay still because the camera's right here and you can't move a little bit or it's out of focus. And so I
But
think some theaters
I
I don't
think
know.
though the what I mean, not necessarily. I agree with what you're saying, but for me, it's like a mental thing of movement to convey emotion as opposed to the words. I feel like a lot of movies is like um, the way you say a word or the voice or the even like pictures on the screen or the green screen or whatever. Like there's a lot of like other elements, but uh Denzel's performance is very like stripped. It's not which I think a lot of theater actors, at least the good ones, have a good control of. That very like you can put and a lot of the Shakespeare things are done this way. You can do a Shakespeare show without any props, without any like costumes, without any set pieces. Just put them in a black box and they can convey all the emotion you need because they understand that it comes from the physical. I don't know if that makes sense. Uh,
Mm,
but yeah,
mm.
is my thought. But what were the nominations that year?
Ah,
What do we
okay. So for that year, and this is, there's some there are live ones on here. Jamie Foxx for Ray.
okay.
You have Don Cheadle for Hotel Rwanda. You
Oof.
have Johnny Depp for Finding Neverland. You have DiCaprio for The Aviator,
Okay.
and then you have Clint Eastwood for Million Dollar Baby. That's a list.
That's a list, but I have an answer.
I have an answer immediately because I think you can toss. I'll say yay because I think you can toss DiCaprio off of there
I'll say
immediately.
yay. I I would toss Johnny Depp. And
Actually, that's true. I would toss both of them and to find somebody else.
who won? Who won, by the way?
Jamie Foxx won for
Okay,
Ray.
yeah. I would toss Johnny Depp, and I would toss him because first off, I don't think I've ever seen that movie. Uh,
It's fine,
but
but I think
that's
like out of all his films, like he should have been nominated for 15 other films before that one.
yeah, yeah. And I think there's so many other films where he deserves a nomination and didn't get one that it's not on my list, but I'll mention it because we're talking. But Black Mass,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's great. Yeah,
how he didn't get nominated, I have zero idea.
yeah,
That's a brilliant film, and he's great.
yeah.
Um,
I would actually say that that list, these five guys, they all have their quality. I wouldn't say it's a soup. It's like they're good, but I wouldn't say it's the super strongest list of just acting roles. Like Clint Eastwood's
no,
great.
Eastwood's great, but he's
Don
had
Cheadle's great, but eh,
out of all of those, I understand why Jamie won, because
yeah,
his
yeah,
performance was the best. But like Don Cheadle definitely should be there because Hotel Rwanda is like that's a movie you watch once and don't watch again. Um, like it's on the level of like a not necessarily as a movie, but just story wise, it's on the level of like your Schindler's List of like you watch it maybe once,
right, yeah,
maybe twice in your lifespan, and then you just kind of.
yeah,
But
yeah. It's not when you like need to have like own.
no, no, you don't want that on Blu-ray. Um,
Um,
yeah. What was there was and yeah, I don't like Leo, but that movie is a good movie, but it's like, yeah, Leo has way
it's
more better.
very forgettable,
Leo has way better movies, and I don't like Leo, but like I'm not stupid to say
right?
that he doesn't have objectively good films. Uh,
Yeah.
and it's
But
yeah,
and it's sort of like I think part of how I judge looking back on stuff is what's forgettable and what isn't. And
yeah,
to me, The Aviator was kind of forgettable. It was like people made a big deal at the time. I remember people talking about the costuming and like as if coming up with costumes from the 1940s was difficult.
Yeah.
Like that's the other thing I hate is when they have like some fantasy movie where like they're literally like kind of come up with different cultural patterns of clothes and hairstyles and makeup and all this stuff. And then who wins? It's like some drama where they like put like men and women in garb from World War One. It's like, okay, so you found
Yeah.
a shift and a patchwork cloak. Well done. That's yeah, huzzah. Good for you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's I Yeah, yeah. There are some performances though that I think do transcend the costumes. Like when Gary Oldman won for Darkest Hour as Winston Churchill, that prosthetic was insane. He looked like Winston
Yeah,
Churchill, but his acting was like, whoa, that's Winston Churchill. And
right.
I don't think you saw it, but Brendan Fraser, when he won for The Whale, that prosthetic to make him look that heavy, ridiculous. However, his
Yeah,
performance equally ridiculous.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
there are those outliers, but when you got those, you're 100% right. When you have those vintage films that are made now, they're like, oh, this is a great actor and it looks great. Let's throw them an award.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Meh.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. Um, so yeah, we would both put Denzel in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. So my next film, um, we'll go a little older. We'll go 1979.
Okay.
The movie Alien, and I have Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, okay.
Uh I think this is kind of a Man on Fire vibe where it probably didn't get recognition because it's an action film, and again it's
And
sci-fi,
sci-fi.
and
Yeah,
it's
the
sci-fi,
combination.
and the
Yeah.
combination is a death sentence. You might be able to get one or the other, but you're never getting both. Unfortunately, um, but that performance is amazing. That I believe I was reading something the other day that the script was originally written for a man, and
Hmm.
they tested Sigourney, and they were like, "Well, she's great. Let's just have her do it." And it's the perfect example of you don't need to cast anyone just because you need to fill a quota. You just need to cast the right people for the job, and
Hmm.
uh, she carries that movie. That movie, like obviously prosthetics are really cool, like the aliens, like it's real effects, it's physical effects, it's real. It's not green screen. It's moody. It's one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever made. It's one of the best Ridley Scott films. But like she carries that movie. I don't think if you have another person in that movie playing that role, it does as well. Like she's a badass. She's a smoke show, which doesn't matter for the Oscars, but like, they nominate hot people typically. Like it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
she carries the film, number one. Number two, like the subtle, like just like and some of it is directing, some of it is whatever, but the emotion she conveys of like you actually think that she is stuck on a spaceship with nothing but a flamethrower in the void of space matched up against this alien, and it's not corny, it's not hokey. There's a real sense of existential dread. There's a real sense of this is terrifying. And
Uh-huh.
not every sci-fi film can capture that. Sometimes it comes off as corny, sometimes it comes off as hokey, sometimes it comes off real, but you're like, those are astronauts, I'm here, that never happens to me. But despite there never being an alien, um, well, that we have proof of that nature, of that nature. You think that is a very real possibility, that you sitting in your living room or sitting in the theater or sitting wherever, that you are about to die. And I think a lot of that has to do with Sigourney Weaver's just like fear of what's out there, but also her confidence to take control of it and just handle it. And I don't know what was nominated that year, and maybe there was way too many things that were like what, but that is such a good performance, and I think about that all the time when I'm watching sci-fi.
Hmm. Well, okay, so um, I agree that it's a spectacular performance. It it re it, it quite obviously changed the nature and uh, filmmaking of horror and sci-fi for the duration. Um, but yeah, like even if you think about before this, so that was 1979. There weren't really a ton of very um, realistic sci-fi horror films that were made. There were horror films made, The Thing, like not The Thing, but The Blob, and there are lots of like kind of a little bit hokey. I don't think people quite they were kind of like acted like they were scared in the theater, but they weren't.
Yeah.
They didn't really think a blob was coming for them. They knew it was like, but then somehow Ridley Scott gets in and he makes Alien. It's like all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, like he's doing this in a realistic way, and that just wasn't really done much. So as a film itself, it was like spectacular. And then she of course was great because her being afraid, but also being brave and then like having the moxie to fight. And she just encompassed that character so completely in that film that it was
Yeah.
uh, fantastic. But I do have to say that unfortunately for you, she actually was nominated for an
What?
Oscar.
No.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
looked, no. Hold up.
Yep.
Then IMDb is wrong. Hold up.
Yeah.
If IMDb is wrong, they need to update
She
it.
did not win. Um, but yeah, it was
IMDb only has them winning special effects and nominated for best art direction. They don't have a
were you
nomination
talking
list.
aliens or alien?
Alien.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first one. Not
Because
the
she won for Aliens in 87.
Okay, yeah, no, not aliens. Alien.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'll look up who it was in,
Okay, so hey, maybe the first one was obviously Aliens is good and she won. So maybe they felt bad about the first one not getting nominated. That
yeah, and
speaks more to my
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the problem is that the name Alien and Aliens are so close that when you
Yes.
Google it, so
Okay.
I could
I was like,
Google
dang.
79, but sometimes the 79 winners are from the movies in 78.
78. Right.
So let me look up,
Yeah. Well,
uh,
it makes sense she won for Aliens. Aliens is incredible. And for her to
it's the same
maintain
role, yeah.
for her to but for a sequel, that's really impressive because it's one of the greatest sequels ever made. And to capture the first film in a new way, in a new horror, in a new but still keeping the same vibe of the first one is awesome. And I'm that's cool that she got that uh recognition because the second one has even more of an ensemble cast than the first one. There's a lot of people that lift that movie up to the gold standard of thought because there's a lot of people that think Aliens is better than the first one. I don't think so, but they're both like real good.
Yeah, I gotta say, looking at the list of best actresses from 1979, 80, I haven't seen the films.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So,
so
so it was like the who won. Sally Field won for Norma Ray. I don't know. I know what it's about, but I didn't see it. Jill Clayburgh for Starting Over.
okay.
Jane Fonda, The China Syndrome. She's incredibly overrated anyway. Marsha Mason, Chapter 2. Bette Midler for The Rose. I don't know. I'm glad she won for Aliens at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
her
I
character, her work is celebrated,
Well, they definitely. I'm gonna go yay.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I'll go
uh,
yay with that
her
one too.
her
Yeah.
character definitely. Well, did you look up? I know you said she won. Did you look up who the other nominees were that year, though that she won for Aliens?
Oh, for 87.
Yeah, the year that she won. I was curious to see just
Yeah,
who
I
she
had that.
was against.
She didn't win, but Marley Matlin won for Children of a Lesser God.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then people were nominated that are people say are great actresses. Jane Fonda, The Morning After, Sissy Spacek, Crimes of the Heart, Kathleen Turner, Peggy Sue Got Married. Not
Okay.
super strong.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
Gotcha.
and you can totally make the argument that um there are years where there just aren't as many strong female roles because they weren't written for them. I mean, that's you could You know, that does, and that's I think one of the best things about the Sigourney Weaver character is that she broke out of the, the stereotypical, okay, your your female actress has to be about, you know, like a relationship or, this or that. So like she kind of broke out of that mold. Like it's like she's like an action hero, sci-fi in space thing going on. And so I think that was sort of you could say probably a glass ceiling being shattered completely in terms of, because I tell you what, if we did a list of the top 10, I'd have to think about it, but if we did a list of the top 10 most like badass, like action heroes, you could make an argument for Ripley in any of the Alien films.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
like I
yeah.
don't know that she'd be in the top five, maybe depending on who's putting the list together. But if you stick her in a top 10, no one's going to argue she shouldn't be there.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
and there aren't a lot of ladies in that category, but she definitely is in that category, and that's a testament to how great she did in that role. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
What's another film you got?
Okay. So I have, which okay, I think one of the best roles of all time, not nominated, and again, I'm just gonna repeat, one of the best roles of all time, um, is Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Ooh.
I, I mean, you can't even remove him from anything. Like I just watched Raiders of the Lost Ark. Or did we wait? Did we watch the whole thing? Yeah, with Levi,
Okay.
my youngest nephew, who's 14 now, which is sort of the level you can start watching a little scarier stuff. I actually am a big proponent of keeping kids away from scary stuff as long as you can. I think makes sense for their development. But even he was like, this is the best thing ever. And it's like he
Yeah.
had no frame of reference for Indiana Jones. I mean, he had,
Yeah.
I think, heard of the name or the movie maybe, but that was about it. Um, but it's just, I mean, the guy gets on screen and he's just, you are like magnetized towards his performance the whole movie. It doesn't matter whether when he's getting beat up, his expressions are so great. Just, he can like hit somebody and he has like this little wry smile, like, hey, I did something good, and then he realizes, oh, I'm about to get a severe like beatdown right now. And just and we talked earlier about Denzel and his ability to do these very subtle facial expressions. I mean, is there almost anyone better than like, or a top five guy than Harrison Ford about just those slight, tiny little facial
Yeah.
looks? Like he can look humble, he can look braggadocious, he can look like and it's just like a subtle shift, And I can't talk enough about that. Such a great performance.
Yeah. It's good, and it's a defining like it's a defining role. Like it obviously people think of him for Han Solo and a couple other films, but like Indiana Jones is like everybody knows Indiana Jones. And originally it was supposed to be Tom Selleck, and then the
Yeah, yeah.
uh, production company was like, "No, we need him for a show," and he went off and did this thing.
Did you ever see Tom Selleck's audition tape?
Yeah, really good,
Yeah,
really
he's
good.
not bad.
But it
He's
would
I think Tom
really
Selleck's
good.
underrated
But it
actually.
would
Yeah,
have been so different.
yeah,
And I don't know if you get 3 movies. I don't know. I think maybe they make the first one and it was good, but people are like, "Yeah, we don't need 3." And
yeah.
with Harrison Ford, everyone's like, "We need another. We need another. We need a
And
TV show. We need
and to to
this."
to put out that kind of iconic performance, and I know Star Wars was right around the same time, but essentially like a relative unknown in terms of how many years he had been acting at that point, because he basically got a start in what was the
American Graffiti.
American Graffiti, right? Where he just has like what, like two
2
7
lines.
minutes of
Yeah.
like he's just in a car driving by a couple of times.
Yeah.
But he was Han Solo, but he just pulled out like this amazing character out of nothing, because it was just he didn't have much experience with anything, and he's just reacting to these great actors, and obviously there was great directors and music and everything, but
Yeah.
iconic role. And like and again, I was alive, but I wasn't doing it. I wasn't aware of film in that regard. So I don't know what the politics or the reason that wasn't nominated, but um I think that goes into like the whole thing. It's a different character, but um something that's so popular and people love that the hoity-toity film critics are like, well, we can't nominate that then.
I
It's
think
like I was gonna say it's like the modern equivalent of like the Mission Impossible movies.
yeah.
It's like
I
everyone loves them, but no.
I think it's also interesting that he took a career like obviously they came out similar timelines, but like he took a role that he's known for, Han Solo, and then became known for another role even
Oh
more
yeah,
so. It's very rare that you are the lead of two franchises and are equally known for
yeah,
that for like both roles. It's
and they
it
don't cross. Like you
no,
don't think about the other
no,
character.
no, and I think it would be comparable to if now later in life Robert Downey Jr. found another character that was synonymous with on top of Iron Man. Because
Hmm.
it's that level. I'm trying to think of someone else who has that level of a character throughout
Hmm.
many years. I guess Tom Cruise did it with Top Gun. There's only two of those, so that's not really the
Yeah,
greatest example. But he did Top Gun, and then he's also done the Mission Impossible movies.
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess Ethan Hunt and that would be the kind of only other example I
yeah.
have.
I'm sure there's a couple, but
And
God,
I'm not thinking of like actors who play different roles that they're not. I'm
right,
thinking
that's
of like
different. Yeah,
franchises where you are the lead of a franchise and people don't like it. They're very successful, and that I can't think of. I
yeah.
really
Oh, I
can't.
got one.
Uh,
I got one. Mel Gibson as Mad Max and Mel Gibson as in the Lethal Weapon movies.
Maybe.
I mean, there's three movies in the one and there's four movies in the other. So there are two franchises and they're both wildly successful. They're iconic. And I know we haven't gotten into the Lethal Weapons yet. We'll do that like maybe later this year or whatever. But yeah, but there aren't, like you said, there aren't many actors that have been able to pull off two franchise roles that are like the acting in them is very specific to them. Like they could make another. I don't think they're going to, but they could make another Top Gun, and
Yep.
we'd look at that as Maverick. We would look
Yeah.
at that as that actor. We wouldn't look at that as
As
like
Ethan
Ethan
Hunt.
Hunt.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah. So that's interesting. I just want to put that out. But who was nominated, by the way?
Oh, that was let's see, that was not that was in 1981, so that would be here. Okay, so yeah, this is a little interesting. I'm just gonna double check I got the right dates because we were talking about um okay. Yeah, okay. Um Henry Fonda on Golden Pond.
Okay.
That fine role,
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of, just drama. Warren Beatty in Reds.
Okay.
Okay, you know. Burt Lancaster in Atlantic City.
Okay.
Okay. Dudley Moore in Arthur. He just plays a like a weird little British guy. And then Paul Newman in Absence of Malice. So I'm gonna say a gigantic yay.
Yay. Yeah. And
And
I
also,
would say you can swap anyone out. Who won?
yeah, Henry Fonda on Golden Pond.
Okay. And that was going to be the one that I would not take out out of
I wouldn't
those.
take him out, but I would vote for Indiana Jones over on Golden Pond.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I would actually
My
leave
only
Paul.
thing for that is that was kind of like a cuz Henry was old at that point, right?
He was
That
getting
was
on in age at that point. Yeah,
so for me that's like his I don't know. That's like the magnum, not the role, but the Oscar was like the we're giving you this because you're an old school guy that maybe didn't get the awards you should have gotten earlier in life.
yeah. Well, being bloodthirsty and cutthroat, I would say, well, that's fine, but I'll take Harrison Ford
That's
instead.
fair. That's fair. So this
I
this
would leave Paul Newman on the list only because Paul Newman's one of the goats,
yeah.
and like
But
we just got to leave. You don't
e-
gonna cut Paul Newman out of anything.
everyone else can go for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's they're all Henry Fonda's role, and it was an iconic movie also. So that's a great film to have on there. And if they voted him in instead of Harrison Ford, fine, but Harrison Ford definitely should have been on that list.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree. I agree.
okay.
Up next for me, I'm gonna stay with the 70s just to finish it out. This one is the one on my list that you might laugh at or disagree with, and I did. I
Oh wait, is this going to be a Jimmy Stewart?
no,
Okay.
it's the 70s. No.
Well, he was still making movies in the 70s, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't.
Barely.
He made really good movies when he was super young and really good movies when he was super old, but his middle level is just kind of like, nah. But anyways, this one for me is very nostalgia heavy. So maybe I'll listen to the nominees and it'll be my first nay. But I'm going with Gene Wilder for Willy Wonka.
Oh, okay.
Um, and I'm putting this because when you do
What year? What year was that? 71.
71, so probably movies from it's probably the 72 Oscars.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. But I think he deserves a nomination purely because he took a character from a book that was beloved and made it his own, but still, when you read the book, you're like, you picture Gene Wilder now. I've since reread it, and I picture Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, and there's been 2 live action iterations outside of him, and one was Depp and one was Timothy Chalamet. And Chalamet's is interesting because it's a younger Wonka before he sets up his business, and it's very good, but it pays homage to Gene Wilder's
Yeah. Oh,
almost
for sure.
almost and there's not necessarily an argument for it, but there's almost an argument that it's a prequel to that film as opposed to its own thing. And I think that just like proves that that's like the definitive version. And
Hmm.
and I, it's magical, it's whimsical. He puts an amount of malice and chaos and
Hmm.
anger and like wild emotions that you don't necessarily get from the book that make the character more complex than even Roald Dahl created. Um, I just love it. And then it's also a musical and he has really good songs and he's a great singer. It's a comfort movie, so I'm a little bit biased by nostalgia, but it's a really good performance. And I think it's really hard to take a beloved character from a book and bring it on screen and have people widely accept it. Now I know critically when it came out it got panned, but like over the time it's become a cult classic and really appreciated by a lot of people. So I have that on there.
Um, yeah, Gene Wilder was, uh, because he did almost entirely. He did a few straight roles, but he was almost entirely comedic roles, and maybe the most unappreciated comedic actor ever.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. We can make a list. Maybe there's probably some others that would fit in there, maybe. But um, he would get on screen and with the bare minimum of dialogue, he made it his own in every film. And with this one in particular, like you said, there's like this whimsy and this sort of like this beauty that he has some malice in his some of his deliveries depending on the scene, but he also has like this generosity he's and then once you want spoilers, you watch the whole film, he's hiding something also, and then you don't and then some of the acting, you're like, oh, that's why he said that the way he did, because he was hiding something. So there's a level of layers of the acting on there. um
You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to get washed. I,
it's so
you
good, and
stole fizzy lifting drinks. That's
it's
it. You lose. Good day, sir.
it's such a good, oh, it's so good. um Yeah, so I looked up let's see. I found it for you. I just got to find my tab.
Lovely.
There we go. Okay. So obviously, like we said, he did not get nominated for anything for that role. I would imagine he didn't get nominated because it was bizarre.
Yes, very
And
bizarre.
I imagine in 1971, like, unless you're a hippie coming out of the 60s, everyone was like, what did we just see?
What is this? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is there a little purple girl that is blown up like a blueberry rolling across the screen?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, who won? Gene Hackman won,
Ooh,
actually,
okay.
for The French Connection, which is a
Oh,
fantastic film. And
yeah.
I'm not taking that from Gene Hackman because to me is he's one of the guys. Um,
Yeah.
and who else was nominated was Peter Finch, Sunday Bloody Sunday, very
Okay.
good film.
Yeah.
Walter Matthau,
Ooh.
for a movie called Koch, which I kind of know, but I don't know. One of those kind of things. George C. Scott, he's kind of in that Paul Newman conversation of like, do you
Yeah.
take George C. Scott off of a list?
What was it for, though?
It was for um, the hospital.
Okay.
I don't know.
But it's George C. Scott.
George C. Scott. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing he's pretty good in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then T'Pol, for Fiddler on the Roof.
Topple. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't take him off either.
Yeah, you
Tevia?
can't really.
No.
What?
He's played Tevia.
Tevye, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
for best actor though, right?
yeah, yeah,
Can you look up best supporting actor? Because I feel like if he got nominated, that might be where it fell.
yeah. The best supporting ones that year, they don't have. Uh, oh, they do have it. Okay. Who won? Ben Johnson for The Last Picture Show.
Okay. I've
I
heard
know
good
the name of the
things.
movie, but
I've
I don't
heard
know
good
that
things
actor
about
though.
the movie, but I've never seen it.
But it was nominated for a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Jeff Bridges was nominated for the same movie.
Okay.
Leonard Frey for Fiddler on the Roof, or Richard Jackal, however it's pronounced. Sometimes a Great Notion, and then Roy Scheider for The French Connection, who he was also in that also. He's under recognized because everyone knows
Okay.
him from Jaws.
Okay. I feel like if it would have gotten a nomination, it probably would have been supporting because I feel like Charlie is like the main character, so he'd probably get best actor. He wouldn't, but like if they were to nominate anyone from that movie, like if they were looking at categories, I feel it would be more supporting. I could be wrong, but I feel
Yeah,
like
I don't know. I don't know that he could break into.
he
Okay,
definitely
so
can't. He cannot break into the best actor. That's a
yeah,
no
so I
for
say
me.
it's a nay.
That's a nay.
That's a nay for best actor.
Supporting. I
I'm.
think he can squeak in there.
I think.
I'm gonna go yay on
Yeah.
supporting because I think you take out whatever that middle guy's name is
Yeah.
that
Uh,
nobody knows.
yeah. I have no idea who that is. And in the Best Actor nominee, Walter Matthau, as much as I love him, I don't know the movie, and he was
Mm,
great in a lot of movies. I don't
yeah,
know that he was great in every movie.
yeah,
So I don't know. I just haven't seen that, and I'm not going to look it up now because I don't feel like
yeah.
going
So
down the rabbit
that's
hole.
my
But
first. It's my first nay, but it's also kind of a because if things are a little different, if he gets nominated for supporting, then maybe.
yeah,
But I thought that was an interesting conversation, so I brought him up.
one. Okay, so on further review, both of us flew the red flag in football because we knew something was like messed up because we're using Google to like look things up, or using IMDb, but then every single stupid thing in the universe now has AI, which is sort of like trying to tell you what AI has come up with. And AI has been wrong so often on this that I don't think they're about to take over the world. Number one. Two, this has come to mess up our conversation about Scarface from
Yes,
earlier.
yes.
So
Let,
the list of nominees that Al Pacino was up against is different.
Let me read those out. So, for actor
Okay.
in a leading role for the correct year, 1984, you have Robert Duvall 1 for Tender Mercies,
Yeah.
Michael Caine for Educating Rita, Tom Conti for Reuben, Tom Courtney for The Dresser, and Albert Finney for The Dresser.
Yes.
Now that changes the conversation about
That really changes the
Scarface.
conversation. Yeah.
And It's a resounding
Yay!
yay, and you could take out anybody but Duvall.
Anybody? Yeah, Duvall if he wins, but you can leave Duvall and actually, you might not have seen it, but Michael Caine in Educating Rita was a fantastic film,
Yeah.
and he's great. So you can leave Duvall and
I would
Caine.
take out Tom Courtney. I don't even know who that is, and I don't know
Yeah, he's in
what's
my
the
picture.
dresser.
He's just he's like a bearded guy. I
Okay,
don't know.
okay,
Yeah, I hope
yeah.
I hope I hope he doesn't see this and he's still alive and he's like, whoa, that was my best role.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Which means you said your next film should have
Yes,
been against the noms from before. What is your next film?
yes. So, my next nominee, who is I think again one of the great performances, and you can argue, was it the best performance of all time? Da, 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 da. I don't care about that. All I'm saying is, you put it on, you're like, oh yeah, and it's Robert Redford in The Natural.
Ooh,
He was not nominated at all.
that's a crime.
And you put that in there. Number one, I mean, it's a fantastic film. It's one of the best sports films ever made.
We've talked about it so many times on this
We have talked
podcast
about it, and
already.
he's so iconic. His delivery, his smile, his athleticism, which is actually not a lot of actors have that
Yeah,
naturally.
yeah,
All you have to do is put an actor and have them run somewhere, and we know if they're athletic or not because they're like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. But
yeah. There's even a few like I saw. Who did I see run recently? It was the Thor guy. I saw him run, and I was like,
Chris Hemsworth.
yeah,
Oh
yeah. I don't think
man,
he's a natural runner necessarily,
yeah.
but no, but Robert Redford's like so amazing in that film. And then when I realized he wasn't nominated, I'm like, well, who the heck was nominated that year instead of Robert Redford? Now the list.
The list again, F. Murray Abraham for Amadeus, Jeff Bridges for Starman, Albert Finney for Under the Volcano, Tom Hulsey for Amadeus, and Sam Waterston for The Killing Fields.
No, no, this is wrong. I say, yay, yay. I say he's in there.
I I'm gonna go nay.
What?
I I'm gonna go nay, and not to be contrarian, but
You're a contrarian.
but
You're a terrible person
yeah.
on top of that.
No, but
That's
so Scarface to me is so dramatic that it gets in there. It's so off the walls. It's so expressive. But Scarface wasn't from this year. We found out.
right. We established that we messed
so
that up. Yeah.
so against these, I don't know because
What do you mean you don't know? It's so amazing.
The Natural is good. But to me, it's an ensemble piece of everybody in that film is good, and these other.
Starman. You're leaving Starman in there instead of Robert Redford in The Natural. You're leaving Starman. Starman. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
You just be there and you sit
know
there
why?
and your
No,
wrongness
do you
and
know
you just
why
enjoy
we
your
put
wrongness.
Starman in there? Because it's a sci-fi movie getting respect.
Ugh.
You gotta leave it. You're a sci-fi guy. If you kick anyone out of that list, you gotta kick Albert Finney.
Oh, no. Finney's gone. Tom is gone,
Tom's
and
gone.
Waterston is great, but
You kick
he's.
Watterson out for Killing
I'm
Field?
kicking him out. I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say Robert Redford walks in and takes the award, and there's nobody else in the category.
So not only do you think that he gets nominated, you think he wins.
I think he wins.
Whoa. All
Yeah.
right. All right. F. Murray Abraham gets screwed, I guess.
I'm sorry, F. Murray. You can blame Scarface for this.
Okay.
This one.
Okay. And we've got two more on either side, I think, right? Two? You've got two more?
I have one more. You must have two then. So
I
go ahead.
do. Yeah, okay. I think our last one is the same, so I'm going to go with the one that we don't have. From 1996, the movie Heat.
Oh,
It got 0 nominations. No
it
writing,
didn't.
no directing, no music, no acting, and I think De Niro or Pacino for supporting actor, and I'm gonna go with
Hmm.
Pacino, I think.
Um.
For supporting, not for lead. I think Pacino in supporting is so good. It balances because I think De Niro's on screen more. I think, and
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Pacino's
I don't know.
Pacino's role just balances out. They're so and then they have that diner scene.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
it's
great.
so good. They should get nominated just on the diner scene. Like it's just like you do what you gotta do. I do what I do. But brother, it's like what does he say? It's if it comes between me and some poor bastard whose wife
I
you're gonna
put
make
you
a widow
down.
tomorrow, brother,
Yeah,
you are going down. Like
yeah.
it's so good. It's so good. I don't know. It's a crime that that movie has no nominations to begin with. Not even like a best sound. Like they always give like action movies like, oh, it got the best sound because it's got car chases
Yeah, well,
and
that
guns
is
and
yeah, that's a little interesting because, like you said, they usually for some action films, like a war film, like even just the heist in the middle of the movie where the bank heist,
yeah,
that's one of the best bank heist shootouts in movie history.
so good.
And maybe it was a nominee for other stuff because it was an ensemble,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
neither of them had a ton of screen time. I mean, they both had enough, but De Niro's was really soft and subtle. Um, and obviously Pacino was a little over the top. He was kind of in his Pacino mode. Um, yeah, I could see either of them being nominated for that role for sure. Do you have the list of who was nominated for that year?
I do not, but let me find it. I had it. Doom, 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 doom,
So
doom.
what year was that?
For Heat, this was 1995, so it'd have been 96
96,
for
yeah.
its awards. So yeah, and it would probably be Best Supporting. So actor in supporting, you have Kevin Spacey for The Usual Suspects. He won.
Oh
He
boy.
won. He won. James
Yeah.
Cromwell for Babe. Um, Ed Harris for Apollo 13.
Oh boy.
Brad Pitt for 12 Monkeys.
Oh,
And Tim Roth for Robbie Roy.
Rob Roy.
Or Rob Roy, yeah, sorry. Um
Oh man.
I,
Okay, we'll do on three. What do you
one,
say?
two,
Two,
three.
three.
I go yay.
Nay.
I go
Nay, my
yay.
friend.
I go yay because I don't know about James Cromwell.
Yeah, I mean, you could
For
like,
Babe? Isn't that the movie about the pig?
is the movie about the pig? I'm not talking about the movie. He could be he's a very good actor and he could have been really good in that movie. I don't know because I wasn't really watching that kind of movie.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's yeah, I don't know. I
He
just feel like
doesn't bump any of the others. They don't bump any of the
no,
others
no,
at all.
no, no, no. And so I'll go nay.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to watch the
Yeah,
pig movie like, well,
yeah,
no, I've never seen it. It's not like I'm watching it again. I've never
yeah,
seen it. It was
yeah.
not.
Well, apparently it was so good it sparked a sequel because I think there's Babe and then there's Babe Pig in the City.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, that something having a sequel doesn't mean necessarily anything.
No, no, but
I mean, I've seen Highlander too, also,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
mm,
fair. And how many Riddick movies are there now? There's like,
yeah, right,
yeah.
yeah.
Um.
Actually, the first three of those aren't bad. In fact, Pitch Dark is actually quite a good film. But
Okay. Okay.
neither here nor there.
Yeah, and for our last film, I'm pretty sure we have the same film.
Well, no, I have one next, I think, though.
Oh, you have one more?
Yeah, I have one more, and then
Oh.
that's it. And then
Oh,
you
okay.
have one for me. Okay.
Right, but I'm saying I
How,
think your last one is my last one.
was yours in 1990?
I think so. Let me look.
Because I swapped one out because I was wrong. I'll talk about that at the end.
Oh no, mine's from '93.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't have one from 93.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or
Right.
I did, but I swapped it out.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
What's your final movie?
My last performance would be um uh Sean Connery in Hunt for Red October.
Ooh, The Hunt for Red October.
He is so it isn't necessarily because I don't think anybody would ever say Sean Connery is like one of the best actors out there or had been. But he was an iconic actor, obviously. But him in that role though was just when he is on scene, on when he's in the movie,
Yeah.
you just your eyes are drawn to him with his not just his kind of like people even made fun of his accent, but yet people still love the movie, and it wasn't just because of like Alec Baldwin, and
Yeah.
Scott Glenn was great, but those aren't the reasons that people love the movie. They love it because it's Sean Connery who's captaining a Russian sub. It's so good.
I agree. It's a very good movie, and Tim Curry has a small role in that movie.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
People don't
Mhm.
remember that. Would you put it as a best actor or a supporting actor?
Oh, best actor. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to hear the nominees that it goes up
I
against?
just looked it up, but I haven't looked at the list. But you go ahead.
Okay. So the winner was Jeremy Irons for Reversal of Fortune.
Okay. Wait, are you?
This is 90, right? So it'd be 91.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're on the
Yeah.
right list. Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
Kevin Costner, Dances with Wolves. Robert De Niro, Awakenings.
Oh, that's so good.
Gerard Depardieu, Cyrano de Bergerac.
Very, very good.
Richard Harris, The Field.
Good.
That's a very good
That's
group.
that's a list.
That's a hell of a list. And it's
Woo.
none of those guys are nobodies, and all of
Yeah,
those movies are good.
yeah.
That's tough. That's
I
I have my answer.
I would. The only thing is, I would have to go back and rewatch Richard Harris in The Field because
Hmm.
it's been so long. I don't remember it very well.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's my caveat. I would say if a, versus any of the other four, I say nay. Yeah, you're doing a nay also. Okay.
Yeah, nay.
If I say he has a shot, I
Yeah.
say he has a shot against The Field because I just don't remember the film very well, so I can't tell you if that should have been in there or not.
That's fair.
Um, yeah,
That's
but
fair.
I mean, if you look at even if you call him a best supporting actor, then he's up against Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. I mean, forget about it,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Bruce Davidson, longtime companion. I don't know that one as well. Andy Garcia, The Godfather Part 3, which that movie wasn't the best, but he was very, very good in that film.
Yeah.
Um, Graham Greene, Dances with Wolves, fantastic. He's
Can't take Graham Greene.
um,
We already talked
and
about
then
how
Al
good Graham
Pacino
Greene.
in Dick Tracy, who even though it was a funny film, he was fantastic in that film.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know, Sean Connery. You're not with us anymore, so I know you're not going to watch the podcast, but um, don't get mad at me if I see you in heaven. And I was not sure because I'm pretty sure even in heaven we're allowed to have fisticuffs. So I don't want to have to fight Sean Connery in heaven over this movie. So
Yeah, no, nobody wants to
I
fight
that's why I
James
have
Bond.
both yay and nay for Sean Connery if we
Okay.
meet again.
Okay.
So
Lovely. My final film is a film that you had swapped out. Uh, and that
no,
is
mine's a different one I think than what you're going to bring up.
oh, I have Tombstone.
Oh, okay. I thought about
Okay,
that and I
okay.
didn't put it in. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we didn't talk about these beforehand. I was just making guesses because I know how much you love Tombstone.
Oh, it's so good.
And I have obviously Val Kilmer as best
Yeah.
supporting actor. And he
You could make
like
a strong argument for Kurt Russell as best
well,
actor.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That
So we'll
that
go with
whole
both lists when you're done.
that
Yeah.
whole movie just incredible. It's one of the best westerns ever made. For me, I think it's a top 5 western, and we'll probably
Pick the
do
top 5.
we'll
Yeah,
do a
for sure.
western pod at some point. But that film is so good, and uh, the acting from Val Kilmer is just incredible. The way he embodies like his character is just like and the voice, like, just the why Johnny Ringo looks like someone walked over your
Over your grave.
grave. Like just it's
Oh, it's so
so
good.
good. Oh, like and the scene where he does the finger guns, but with what is it? Is it cups?
He has a little
Little
a pewter shot glass. Yeah.
yeah, shot glasses. So good. Like I'll be your Huckleberry. Like
Um,
how many people were quoting lines as Val Kilmer like after that
dude,
came out?
I
Like
was in college and someone was like gifted from on high a copy of Tombstone, and we watched that like every weekend for like the year.
it's
It was
so
just
good.
like
It's so
they were,
good.
we were like, what are you doing Saturday night? And in college, you're like, people want to mythologize college, like everyone's going out all the time. No one has any money usually, so we're like, what are you doing? Well, we're watching Tombstone, and we got like Tombstone pizzas,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
like, yeah, let's go. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Uh But unfortunately, I looked at the list of who that.
Well, no, this is the best supporting actor list
Yeah,
for Kilmer.
supporting.
Okay,
This is supporting
I
for
didn't do. And by
Kilmer.
the way, I didn't do any supporting actors for my list. I'm just saying.
I did because it's still, to me, it still count. Like I don't know.
Yeah. That doesn't matter.
So Tommy Lee Jones won for The Fugitive.
And that's the one I took off my list because I thought Tommy Lee Jones, and I looked it up, and he wasn't. So I had it on my list,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, he
and then when
won.
I looked it up a second time, it was like, oh, he was nominated, and he
Yeah,
won. I was like, oh, well, I'm
yeah.
vindicated then.
Uh,
So
in probably my favorite role of his, and that's said with a lot of whatever. Leonardo DiCaprio got nominated for What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
he was
It's
good.
a very good role.
I actually thought he was a retard.
Ray,
So,
Ray Fiennes for Schindler's List.
oh,
That's
he's
crazy.
he's really
John
good.
Malkovich in The Line of Fire.
Oh boy, Val
And
Kilmer. Oh boy.
Pete Postlethwaite for In the Name of the Father.
Oh, he's so good in that film. It's like I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it's like Northern Ireland and Ireland and the troubles and
I
boy,
I
oh
really
boy.
I really tried. I really tried, Val Kilmer.
Okay, Val, I'm gonna say that Noah is a hater, so I'm gonna say yay, and I'm gonna put him in there instead of DiCaprio because I think playing someone with special needs. I love the special needs people in the world. I think playing one is a little easier now. We now know it's a little easier than people realize.
I'm going to say nay because I have always said that Leonardo DiCaprio in Gilbert Grape was what I thought. Obviously, it doesn't beat Tommy Lee Jones and it doesn't beat Ray Fiennes, so I get that.
But
Yeah,
no.
but
No.
I have always said that that was his best role, and for me to say otherwise now is backtracking years worth of like he was good in that movie and then he had backtracked. So I will stick with it, but Val Kilmer was so good. Duh.
Okay, I will say if I can substitute DiCaprio being nominated for the Basketball Diaries and taking him off of the Gilbert Grape, then there's room for Val
Okay.
Kilmer to be on there, and then he
Okay.
has a chance.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay.
All right.
And then, okay, so I want to say Kurt Russell as Best Actor. Who would he go against, though?
Good
This is,
luck.
by the way,
Good
for my
luck.
friends out there, 1993 is maybe the best year of movies ever filmed. So
Good luck,
this got
dog.
to be a tough list.
Good luck, dog. Tom Hanks won for Philadelphia.
Oh boy, he's so
Daniel
good in that
Day-Lewis
movie.
in The Name of the Father.
Oh, Daniel Day.
Lawrence Fishburne, What's Love Got to Do with It?
Mm,
Anthony Hopkins, The Remains of the Day.
overrated.
Okay.
And that's maybe the only time you'll ever hear me say that about
Liam
Anthony
Neeson,
Hopkins.
Schindler's List.
He has to stay
Yeah.
on the list.
Tom Hanks, Daniel Day, and Liam have to stay, but Lawrence Fishburne and Hopkins.
I was so incensed about the last category that I lost my thing. All I have is nay. I don't know where my yay went.
I'm gonna
I
go.
must have
I'll do
thrown
it
it.
for both of us. Yay! A
Yay!
resounding
Yes, I think Kurt
yay!
Russell gets in there. I don't think he wins.
No, because there's a good argument for Liam Neeson to be better than Tom Hanks, and there's also a good argument for Daniel Day-Lewis there as well.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks incredible in Philadelphia, by the way. I think he deserved the win.
But I think the snooty people who vote split that vote, and then Kurt Russell rides in to win as the dark horse.
I think you're smoking crack, but maybe. But that concludes our list.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Oh, that was a fun topic. That was great.
Yeah. I would look forward to talking about maybe even just specific years like 93 or 84 or whatever. But in those instances, I think maybe to some degree, both he and I will have to watch a couple of films just to, if you have a best picture and like we've seen 3 out of the 5, like maybe I'll watch 1 or 2 of the other ones just to kind of get a, and in fact, some of the older ones, sometimes what's great, and we've talked about this in the pod before, what's great about it is like it like reminds us of movies that we should rewatch. or movies we haven't seen that we really probably should at some point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, not if it's an old DiCaprio movie. That's not, you don't necessarily have to watch those, but you know.
No, no. Awesome. Well, this has been another episode of the Great Movie Pod. Before we go, do you have a movie on your on the horizon that you're looking forward to watching?
Um, yeah, I was kind of thinking about watching the new 28 Days Later film.
Ooh, yeah, Bones and Awe, I think it's called, or Bone Temple,
Yeah,
Bone
it's
Temple.
Bones and Harmony or something.
Well, that's a band. Bones
The
Thugs
Bone,
and
the Bone
Harmony.
Collector. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, yeah,
musical that just came out about the Walking Dead.
yeah.
Um, have you watched anything in your return from the Emerald Isle?
Yeah, I just watched Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's new Netflix movie, The Rip, which was really fun. It's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. Really, really good supporting cast. It falls a little. It's a little slow in some sections, and the twist is kind of like, if you've watched any movie with twists, you can kind of put it together 40 minutes in. But the payoff is good, and the acting's great, and it's Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
It's a
Um,
it's a popcorn movie. It's not an award-winning movie. It's got some great actors. It's a fun movie to put on.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, pause the editing for one sec because I wrote it down on the other thing. I just can't remember the name. Yep. If we're Oh, it's a new I must have thrown away my list in anger. What was the new Idris Elba movie on Netflix?
Hijacker?
No, it's the one about the end of the world.
Oh, I don't know about End of the World.
Here, I'll just look it up on my laptop then.
I know
Uh,
he has a second season of the show Hijacker.
yeah, okay, I got it. So in three, two, one, for me, I just watched a film called A House of Dynamite that just came out on Netflix.
Oh,
Um, yeah, it stars. I'll get a list here for you guys. Um, Rebecca Ferguson. She's this like, inc- I I think she's one of the best actresses working today, both in
agreed.
acting but also like doing action and looking hot doing it. That's fantastic.
Her work in The Silo, you should watch. It's a good show.
Yeah, and then also in the show, there's Jared Harris, Jason Clark. It's just like it's an ensemble cast, and it had a ton of potential. It's for those that don't know, it's basically someone somewhere launches a nuclear missile towards the United States, and and that's how basically the movie starts. And I can tell you all you guys, and like the acting is like really superb to start with, and it's interesting, and it's like there's a lot of tension. It's directed by the lady who what's her name? Who did Catherine Bigelow, who
Yeah.
she's done a lot of great films. But I would say skip it. Don't
Okay.
watch it
Okay.
because it's like, and I don't care. There are little spoilers here, but basically it's like, someone launched a nuclear missile. We don't know who it is, and it's like people are like worried and da da da. And then it cuts away to someone else who's in the initial conversation in their day and how they got to that point. And then it cuts away and someone else who is their day and their feelings about how they got to that point. And then there's someone else who today, and then the movie's over. They don't show what happens. They don't show the reaction. They don't show anything. Idris Elba's not even on screen for most of it. And like all these great actors, and it's like the writing is fine for the lead up, but it's like, hey, how does everyone feel about a missile coming towards us? And you have
It's
like these like teenagers in a missile silo, and they're starting to cry, and they're trying to call their mom, and I'm like, it just reminded me, we shouldn't have teenagers or 20-year-olds in a missile silo. We should not have that at all.
Yeah.
Everyone's like they're trying to like text somebody to get out of the building, even though the missile's going like 1,000 miles away, and it's like it's a movie I'm not going to stereotype women directors, but it's all about what are your feelings about things? And it's like, meh, I thought
Mm.
it was going to be something cool. It wasn't.
Noted, noted. That was on my list of
Yep.
movies to watch, so maybe I'll cross that off. Wonderful. The one thing I would say, because I do it every podcast, is before the Oscars come out, you have to watch Sinners just so that you can
Oh,
no, but before the Oscars come out, because the nominations came out, that way you can hate on it or support it in proper fashion because you've seen it and not poo poo on it because you haven't seen it and it's getting all this
I
whatever.
will subtly support it because there's so many movies that are in acting jobs that are on there that are like, when I looked at the list, it was like the same five, the same six, the same five, the same six. I'm like, did nothing, either there wasn't much made or everything else was so bad or like some
It was a really
sequel
bad
or,
movie for it was a really bad year for movies, in my opinion. It was a
yeah.
lot
I mean,
of
there's always a couple good foreign films. Like, I get that.
but
That's
there was
fine.
also
You
a
know.
lot of bigger like Superman and the Man of and Mission Impossible conclusion and Avatar, which didn't get nominated. So there were like big like blockbusters and not necessarily like indie films.
Although
Um
Frankenstein did get a little love, so and
yeah.
I didn't have a chance to see that yet, so I am going to watch that before
Yeah.
before it comes out.
Highly everything else is just kind of but I highly recommend Sinners and Frankenstein. Frankenstein was good.
Okay,
It was fun.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Well,
cool,
I'll get this edited and should be up later this evening, which is cool.
cool.
Um, this was a lot of fun. I think if I cut out, there's probably 10 minutes to cut out, but that means we still had like an hour and 20 pod, which is amazing. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
really fun topic. And we'll be back next week with another episode. So thanks, guys, for hanging out with us, and we'll see you around.